third match at center court. And the players, please welcome Elena, Rybakina. Ve bu maçta onların rakibi olacaktır. Kent alkışlarınızla. And her opponent for the third game, please welcome Timea, Babos.
A very warm welcome to you indeed on an absolutely lovely day in Istanbul, one of the world's finest cities. And what promises to be a very intriguing qualification battle for a place in the first round proper of the 2019 Istanbul Cup. As Timea Babos of Hungary takes on Elena Rybakina of Kazakhstan, the 5th and 10th seeds in the qualification process respectively. And this being played out in the marvellous setting of the Garanti Koza Arena, the centre court here at the Sportoto Tennis Park. First ever meeting between these two players, under the watchful eye of Eşin Kiratli from Turkey, the chair umpire. Temperatures around about the 14 degrees centigrade mark. And that is expected to be the peak of the day, for we are approaching 2 p.m. local time in Istanbul. Two players reasonably comparable in the rankings. Babos 142, Rybakina 161.
We have 151 after 5 minutes warm up. We need to start in 1 minute. And if you want ball mark inspection, just do it clearly and on time. Any question from your side? Okay, Timea, Istanbul Cup or WTA we have? Istanbul Cup. Istanbul Cup.
The electronically generated toss of the coin. And this is Timea Babos versus Elena Rybakina. Qualification match, the final round of qualification. And the winner goes on to a place in the first round proper of this WTA international event, the 2019 Istanbul Cup. That is where we've got to so far. Babos beating Barbara Haas 7-5, 6-7, 6-1 in her qualification match in the first round. A little bit easier for Rybakina, taking on the Russian player Valentina Ivanenko and winning 6-1. And then, by virtue of a retirement in the second set, she was 1 love up. Ivanenko unable to continue. Timea Babos is a player who's been as high as 25 in the WTA ranking. She's now 142, just a month away from her 26th birthday. But of course is really best known for her exceptional doubles play. Hit #1 in the doubles rankings last year, and just recently got to the final of the Australian Open doubles competition with her longtime partner Kristina Mladenovic, losing to Sam Stosur and Zhang Shuai. But she is always a danger in singles competition. Has won so far only 2 main draw singles matches all year. First round of the Australian Open to Ons Jabeur, 7-6, 7-6, and also won in the first round of Acapulco against Dalila Jakupovic, 5-7, 6-4, 6-4. Otherwise, some first-round defeats in Auckland, Hobart, Hua Hin, Dubai, Acapulco, Indian Wells, Monterey and Bogota. Most recently, it was a first-round defeat in Bogota to Lara Arruabarrena. As for Elena Rybakina, the 19-year-old, is ranked 161, has been as high as 143, just 1 place below where Timea Babos currently is positioned. Started competing for Kazakhstan in June of last year, having been born in Moscow.
Dünya 161 numarası.
And her last WTA main draw singles appearance was in Strasbourg in May of last year. She beat Andrea Gamiz of Venezuela, then was defeated by Mihaela Buzănescu in the second round. Her best WTA performance, a quarter-final appearance in St. Petersburg in January of last year. She's acclimatised a little to Istanbul, having arrived here last week to play in an ITF hard-court event. And she has had some good ITF form recently. A month ago she won her third and fourth ITF titles respectively. But this is a WTA competition and the chance to get to the main draw. Timea Babos, Elena Rybakina in their first meeting, and the winner goes through to the first round of the main draw. Eşin Kiratli, the chair umpire from Turkey. And there the temperatures of 14 degrees, a very sunny day with a little cloud just scattering the sky. And we are just outside of the city centre of Istanbul, around about 30 kilometres or so to the west.
1 minute.
Area of the city known as Esenyurt, part of the wider Istanbul metropolitan area. And it's a very popular residential area, Esenyurt, because it is so easy to commute into the centre of Istanbul. And it's very close to Atatürk Airport as well.
Saniye, 30 seconds.
So we are entering the final stages of the warm-up. And the final stages of qualification too for this WTA international competition. It's had a few different identities, the Istanbul Cup. It was a clay court competition from 2005 to 2009, then an outdoor hard court event from 2009 through to 2016, although the competition wasn't held between 2011 and 2013. So this is the fourth year of its return to clay. And Pauline Parmentier, the player who won the 2018 edition. No one has yet won it twice. Timea Babos is playing in her second main draw appearance, or rather her second appearance in Istanbul, hoping to get to her second main draw first round meeting. And she did win in the first round in 2017 against Connie Perrin, losing in the second round to Kalia Buyukakçay. So the second round of qualification, Timea Babos of Hungary versus Elena Rybakina of Kazakhstan. 5th and 10th seeds in qualification respectively, and having won the toss, Timea Babos will receive.
Start of match violation, warning is Rybakina.
Rybakina starting things off with a warning, I think, for not getting the game on quickly enough.
From Beş, love 15.
Never really looked comfortable in that rally, Timea Babos. The turn of serve was barely any connection at all. It's a lovely serve.
30-15. 30, 30 all. Kırk 30. 40, 30.
So a little incident for Elena Rybakina in the first service game. Pretty comfortable hold, and she takes the opening game to lead by 1 game to love. Fascinating as you look at the change of ends. There is very much a court of two halves in terms of the way the sun has fallen almost right across the net.
Servis Timea Babos. On base of first. 15 left.
One ace apiece now.
30 love.
Very different types of aces. Babos right down the centre with that delivery.
On beş. 30, 15. Good. 45, 40, 15.
Has made just the one WTA clay court final. That was in Marrakesh 4 years ago. So for both players, a comfortable start to this contest. Haven't really had too many great challenges faced on serve. Perhaps Babos the marginally less fresh by having had a tough 3-setter in her qualification match. For Rybakina, it was a much more comfortable win by virtue of Ivanenko's retirement right at the start of the second set, and she'd taken that first 6-1 anyway, so didn't really need to break too much of a sweat. Oh, that's a lovely angle from Rybakina.
15 all.
Super play. That was a good retrieval from Babos, but Rybakina judged that beautifully. Set-up shot here was effective. Forced Babos out quite wide. Wasn't a bad return from Babos. Nice counter idea, but Rybakina read it very well.
Kırk 40, 15.
Well, just seems to have gone up a level there, Rybakina. That was a much more authoritative game. If she can carry on playing in that way as she now attacks the Babos serve, then reasonable chance of getting something out of the game. For now, we are with serve, and she leads 2-1.
Time.
The 2019 Istanbul Cup and a qualification match between Timea Babos of Hungary and Elena Rybakina of Kazakhstan. If you're just joining the action, it's been very comfortable so far on serve for both players. And the winner of this will go through to the first round of the main draw. That's good play from Rybakina to return when she was in a pretty difficult position. Babos's shot barely cleared the net. Oh, it's really well played. And once again, Babos with a good defensive shot to keep the rally going, but Rybakina is starting to settle into this match. Last few minutes, she's really looked to be hitting the ball well. Timea Babos now facing 3 break points. And just came back and bounced really awkwardly right up in front of Babos. And so the break of serve to love for Elena Rybakina. There was just something about the way she played her previous service game that suggested she was going to come out and really go after the Babos serve, and she did. And she now leads 3-1.
On base of 15 left. On base, 15-all.
First double fault for Rybakina. Did well, just kept Babos moving.
30-15.
First signs of frustration for Timea Babos. She's just in a spell right now where Rybakina is hitting the ball pretty cleanly. Well, that was better from the Hungarian, right into the corner.
40-30.
It's a lovely way to hold serve and consolidate the break. Second ace for Elena Rybakina, and she leads by 4 games to 1. Well, not yet 15 minutes gone in this match, and the player from Kazakhstan looking impressive.
Time.
Three games in succession for Rybakina. Took control of that exchange most impressively, especially when she was forced out pretty wide by Timea Babos. Didn't do a great deal wrong there, Babos. Just Rybakina keeping the exchange going and eventually forcing the Hungarian wide.
.30 15-30.
Another opportunity for a break of serve for Elena Rybakina. Lovely touch from Babos. Showed a little experience there.
30-40.
Still has the one break point to circumnavigate. Excellent disguise, very fluid shot. A couple of really good points from Babos to save 2 break points.
Net for serve. Avantaj Babos.
Longest game of the match so far. Oh, just got a bit caught out, Rybakina. The return that she produced was quite a powerful one, and then Babos responding in kind, and Rybakina just found herself perhaps slightly watching the ball. So surviving 2 break points and holding serve, Timea Babos.
Love 50.
Oh, she had a lot of time, Rybakina, to play that.
Love 30.
Oh, what a fascinating turnaround this could be.
Love 40.
And how important that Babos saved those couple of break points in the last game, for she now has 3 of her own. And did that just catch? It did. Bit of an anxious moment for Rybakina. Oh, just about. By the narrowest of margins.
40.
It was good play from Babos, finding a pretty tricky angle. Rybakina didn't have much margin for error, and she used every last little bit of it. That's really good play to save 3 break points. So 5 break points in total saved by both players over the last couple of games.
Avantaj Babos.
I don't think she'll quite believe that she missed that one, Rybakina. And wasn't even massively close either, so another break point. Yeah, she's got it. Lovely play from Timea Babos. Well, a double specialist like her knows how to play those sort of passing shots right down the line. And she has broken the serve of Elena Rybakina, and suddenly this set is back alive and close once more. Babos trails by 3 games to 4.
Oyun Babos. Time.
It is very much game on once more in this qualification match between Timea Babos and Elena Rybakina. And actually, it's a very difficult match to see a clear direction in, because there have been moments where Rybakina has looked to be striking the ball beautifully. Other moments where Babos has quite clearly had the upper hand.
$30-15.
No mistake that time from Rybakina, having had a couple of awkward moments. Ran reasonably close to the net.
Okay, Kutus 40-30.
Oh, it's a great rally. And a really fine shot from Rybakina.
Deuce.
Hasn't had a great deal of success when it comes to winning second service points, Babos. That a most welcome one. Well played. Very interesting stage of the match we've reached. Feels like the second phase of it. Some very quick games earlier on. Now it's becoming more of a battle for these two. And rather improbably, from a position of 4-1 and 2 break points, Rybakina now finds herself at 4 apiece.
15 love. Otuz 30 love.
Well, she can be, Rybakina, so effective at controlling the baseline exchanges, and then always that sense that if her opponent can just keep getting the ball back, then the error might suddenly appear. A most welcome game for Elena Rybakina. Having won 3 in a row and then lost 3 in a row, she gets her first game for a little while. And it could be an important one. Leading by 5 games to 4 now. Timea Babos is required to hold serve in order to keep the set going.
Listen, she's saving herself. Chips, chips, chips. She's behind and you're coming forward. Take the net sometimes. If you put pressure on the forehand side, don't wait for the ball always coming to you. Go a little bit forward. Don't be scared. I like how you're serving now, finally. Energy, energy. Come on, triptiva. All right, on the forehand side, shiri, and go forward on the forehand, not on the backhand. She likes it, yeah? Okay? Yes. Ali, come on. How are you feeling? Good? Hadi Zajata. Давай, давай.
Time.
Timea Babos now serving to stay in this first set in this qualification match for a place in the first round of the 2019 Istanbul Cup. Lovely shot. It was interesting. Stefano Vukov, Rybakina's coach, saying in the change of ends, just to play with a little bit more energy, to come forwards more on the forehand side. Take the initiative slightly more.
Love 30.
And she's certainly well positioned here, Rybakina, to take the initiative in this first set. Just a couple of points away suddenly. That's excellent working of the space to create 3 set points.
Love 40.
One save, but still a long way to go for Timea Babos, having played herself back so well into this first set. All of that hard work is on the verge of being undone.
Let first serve. Kirk, 30-40.
Well, are we about to get another fascinating what-if moment? It took longer than she expected, having led by 4-1 after about 15 minutes of play. It looked as though Elena Rybakina was going to fly away to take this opening set. It took a little longer, but she got there nonetheless. 6-4. The 19-year-old from Kazakhstan has the advantage in this second round qualification match over Timea Babos of Hungary. Elena Rybakina securing the first set by 6 games to 4 in this battle to reach the first round of the main draw at the 2019 Istanbul Cup.
15 left.
And certainly a first set that gave us a glimpse, and it was very much a glimpse because it wasn't consistent, but of just what Rybakina is capable of. She can strike the ball absolutely beautifully.
15-0.
Is conversely prone to not the cleanest of decision making. But it's easy to see
30-15.
when you look at her as a player how it is that she's managed to pick up her 3rd and 4th ITF titles just a matter of months ago. Timea Babos is not looking best pleased with the way she's been playing so far. I read that one nicely, Rybakina, and that's the sort of thing that Vukov was saying, just to more happily come in and attack the net. A nice, confident volley. The all-important first hold of serve at the start of the second set, with Rybakina having taken the first by 6 games to 4. And that is the story of that first set. Babos not hugely high percentage of first serves in. Just 35 minutes the set taking. Again, a really nicely generated angle from Rybakina. Just a great step into that backhand. Kept the ball nice and low.
Love 30.
As mentioned before, just 2 main draw singles matches won all year. Babos, she's got a fight on here to have the chance to win a third.
15-30. On base 15-40.
Real opportunity for total control of this match. And there it is. The break of serve at the start of the second set, and Rybakina now leads 2 games to love.
15-0. 15 love. To 0.
Thunderous serve
30
and
love.
the fourth ace. Certainly has got a very useful weapon in that first serve. Starting to hit the ball really nicely.
40 love.
Haven't seen a huge amount of Rybakina in WTA main draw competition. We might be about to see a little bit more of her because she's getting closer and closer now to this first round.
Rybakina 3-0 ileride.
Another ace,
3 games to love.
another game, and she leads by 3 games to love. It's 6 games in succession now for the 19-year-old.
Ladies and gentlemen, the issue has been called, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Babos is now receiving medical timeout.
If you're just joining the action here at the 2019 Istanbul Cup, a brief pause in this contest for some treatment for Timea Babos. Currently she trails by a set and 3 games to love.
time.
Timea Babos has received some treatment for problem with the left foot. And also facing quite a considerable problem on the scoreboard. Match is just starting to move away from her. And certainly her movement is not at its best at the moment. And just at the time that Rybakina really seems to be finding her way through this match. Yes, it looks as though Timea Babos is not finding it particularly easy to play out there. And I think that's going to be that, yes. Well, Elena Rybakina will advance to the first round of the competition by virtue of 2 retirements in her qualification matches, defeating Valentina Ivagnenko after taking the first set 6-1, with just 1 game on the board in the second set. And a similar story here against Timea Babos, 6-4. Rybakina taking the first set and 3-love up in the second. And another retirement. So Rybakina, not the way that any player wants to advance to the first round of a competition, but for her it's a great opportunity, and for Babos probably a sensible decision not to play any further and to risk needless injury. And so in just under an hour of play, it is Elena Rybakina of Kazakhstan who advances to the next round and the first round proper in the 2019 Istanbul Cup. Well, there is the story of this contest. It took only 52 minutes for Elena Rybakina to advance to the next round and to make it into the first round proper for the first time at the Istanbul Cup, by virtue of Timea Babos being unable to continue and making the sensible call to retire rather than play in needless pain. And so victory for the 19-year-old from Kazakhstan, and she will make her first main draw appearance here in Istanbul.